Ah, my time. What have you two gotten yourselves into? Careful, you'll step on my cape. Ah, shush. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Curious about something. Hold up. I almost have enough things I can make another quest with, I think, here. Another one of those empty babblers. I can confidently say I'm all but empty. That's what they all say. Seems to have given you some more dialogue options than most. Don't convince me just yet. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Of course not. I just forgot to give you enough intellect. It surprised me if there actually was a brain inside that skull. I'm sure there is. Have you checked? No, but I can assure you I'm different from your average background character. Sure. I must agree. They look much more delicious than they usually do. Thank you. Though I should let you know I'm not on the menu. They're sad. Don't worry too much about him. He's a tad quirky. I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah, my cape. Your cape? That's not his cape. That green fell on his shoulders and ooze. What's left of it. And the rest of it is on you? Aye, pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? You just did. Maybe I can offer you two a drink in exchange for the story and your names. Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. I am Sir Alphonse Louis Frederic de Cote de Sang. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. Or if you're not, I would also settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it. Alright, what do I got in my recipe book that's red? Looking for a southern brawler? I mean, the spoken heart is more red than that. But, you know, what the customer wants, what the customer gets. Enough Ignis in it, I guess, to make it pretty red. Southern Brawler, ordered up. Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you very kindly. That looks delicious. It also tastes delicious. Oh, very alive. Maybe as a chaser, you can let me have a bite. No. Okay. And to whom may I offer the second drink? Rare frost grip. Nice to meet. Yeah. Skip. Just serve me something strong. Something that feels durable. Tough like a mountain or the caves of Air. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Going right up. Frosted Lagoon. Let's serve one of those yet. A whole bunch of this. 1, 2, 3. Can I just make it straight something? Oh. Oh, I can get rid of layers. That's cool. Also pet Andu, apparently. He's a good boy. I like him. Oh my god, his eyes. I've known Andu for like an hour, 6 minutes, and 36 seconds. If anything were to happen to him, I would kill everybody on this stream and then myself. I really should watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Order up. A taste of her, just for you, valued customer number 2. Oh, you're hitting the placeholder text. Let me try. I see you many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks, just how I like it. So, Rhea, Kyle, what about that ooze-filled story? Fine, guess you've earned it. Alright, picture me, deep in the mountains of Dolomar, a trusty axe and a good drink by my side. There I was, minding me own business, digging for the good stuff, you know. Hit a gold vein earlier and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. A real big old pile of gold. Then suddenly this big ooze comes along and... gone it was. This is a very boring story. Perhaps we go looking for my cape now? It's nearly sunrise. And? The sun kills ye? Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Yes. No. Oh. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but then that ooze started me gold, I had to do something. So, I took me shovel, and dug, and hit, and dug, and hit, until there was nothing left of the ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So, did you dig out your gold? Silly fool, she dug out me! And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold? Oh yes, a big gold nugget. Should be enough to get me to Baruvia. And that's going to get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. We did? Please, allow me to ask a question. What was that deal again? I get you to Baruvia so we can participate in your fancy vampire banquet. In return, I get the gold. But what about my cape? Where do you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on our way here. Fought cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I start to wonder, where in his life did this man put his cape? But everyone puts their cape. Do you know where I put me capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh. So you can wear it inside the wardrobe land? What? No. Kyle, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal. I could put out a quest for you. But for that, we need a little more information. Aye, good luck with that. First, you need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual vampire banquet hosted by Lord Strut in Baruvia. While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. My first thought, of course I cannot find it. The cape of invisibility is playing tricks on me. A bit moody sometimes. Which is truly unfortunate to wear it for an important event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then what was the last vampiric event you wore the cape to? My wedding! Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, we had to wear my most treasured cape. Show how important she was to me. Evelyn? The vampiric Countess Evelyn residing in Marrow Castle? That would be her. Congratulations. Are you still married? Ah, of course not. I hate her. Every inch of her body. Turns out she just wanted... Did she want the cape? Ah, spit it out, leech. Oh. What? My cape. Ah, rats. Here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape. What now? That little mean, vicious, beautiful beast, her... A thief of thieves robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No, I had it taken out centuries ago. But my cape... Never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn. How can you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had. That's rough, buddy. Perhaps innkeeper? That's your name, right? Sure. You think there's a courageous adventurer out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we can find such an adventurer. Filling up that search right now. So, where could a brave adventurer find Marrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of a mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom, was the mansion of my dear Evelyn. Queen of darkness, temptress of men, flamenco champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with their life. But be wary, she bites. And she may be invisible now. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. Write up a quest for you. Should have your cape back in no time. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. Innkeep, quickly, another drink. I don't think I can make it through another tale of woe without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. More lagoon. You dastardly fool, you've got me monologuing. Let's get this servant up. The ding, order up. Some liquid stamina for a valued guest. Huh. Let me try. You got it right again. Even last till dayfall with this. Kyle, would you like another drink as well? No, I can only drink now that I'm consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails ye. All the way here you were complaining about having to walk. My platform doesn't work like it used to. Out of practice and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. My back is all itchy. Ah, by the dragons, could it be because you insisted on sunbathing? Oh, right. Innkeep. Do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Perhaps something that would also moisturize my delicate skin. I'm afraid not. Oh. This reminds me, my Aunt Matilda used to harness the power of a chimera's saliva for sun protection. A chimera? A thing, a beast made out of several animals. Got 3 heads in all, made by the dragons to guard Gaia. Likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware. But you know, saliva could be so useful. Ah. If only I hadn't eaten that delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves. Asked for a sample of its saliva. I'm sure that would have gone over well. Actually, I might know where to find one. Really? Will you get it for me then? No. Oh. What? Why look at me like that? Miss Frostgrip, dearest Rhea, perhaps we can alter our deal? Oh nay, forget it. I ain't going. Not knowing me but a shovel in ooze goop, I'd be no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make another quest for my trusted board. And when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds. Especially that part. Splendid! Did you hear that? A quest just for me! Let's leave it at 2. Say, innkeep, wait for someone to do his work for him. Do you perhaps have a room or 2? Possibly a room without sunlight. Wouldn't want Snow White to go up in flames over here. Sure thing. I got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. Seems that they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe become a real boy one day. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. Please do not call me tasty creature. Some quests going. So we're looking for a Chimera quest. Actually, it looks like I see all the stuff for... A quirky vampire is looking for his cape. He's a bit confused. Want to go for a stroll in the sun. The vampire last saw his cape on his wedding day, where he was wed to Countess Evelyn. The foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak resides Countess Evelyn, the vampiric temptress of men. Be wary of invisible threats. Hey there, Evelyn. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After steady questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape at his wedding, where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak. Venture to the peak and dare to retrieve the long-lost cape. But be aware she might be invisible. And like, I know it says innkeep, but it kind of looks like I'm keep. I just find that very fitting with my name and all, so I'll take it. So that's that one done. According to the Amaranthine Hydra, a chimera's hatred for mice is a universal truth. You just rhyme with ice, who can say? A wyvern chimera resides in the Quag Mangrove. Adventurers beware, you might be on its menu. The one thing that stands a chance against the grueling curse of the sun is chimera saliva, apparently. Source, Aunt Matilda, a vampire. Until sunrise. Deep in the Quag Mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to many alchemists, its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use the rare saliva to produce a sunscreen so effective that even he could walk in broad daylight. Is there any adventurer, or a mouse, brave enough to confront the beast, the chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? I'll put it on the board. Hope we get a mouse adventurer. That would be nice. Little mouse fella. Yes, feed the little fella. New friends and former enemies. Alright, let's start the day. And let's see what this story has for us. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I have access to some fey crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Take aim. Listen, I can fix this. Just let me pick up some chamomile tincture from my treehouse. Chamomile's proven to be great for healing wounds. Oh, I just realized Fable shot Care. I was wondering, like, oh, look, it's Fable and Care. I wonder what happened here. I want to check something. Mikhail and Rhea. The sunrise. A werewolf on detours. I guess we're gonna see how this quest ended. Actually, what are these here for? Oh, these are where the quests go. Okay. You've done enough, little pal. I'll be good from here. Thanks. Oh, whoops. That's a fun way to have party members meet. Yes, you get shot by your party member. It does indeed happen. Who knows? I haven't had many, I think, the most interesting way I've met a new party member was I had a group that I used to play the Fallout pen and paper system with. And we had gotten into... We basically got abducted by a group of slavers, and we were basically brought into a gladiator pit. And our party ended up being picked to fight the champion fighter of the arena. And we won. We beat this dude. We were going to be thrown back in our cells, but then we had a new member join the party and basically, with sniper in tow, broke us out of prison. And had like a big old prison riot to escape back into the wasteland. That was a fun way of meeting a new character. Fable, care. Back so soon? Innkeep. Say, did you send this blighter after me? I told you he has nothing to do with any of this. It's my fault. My fault alone. Just let me at least fix you up. You better keep your clumsy hands off me. Now, how about we calm our spirits a bit and you tell me what happened? A misunderstanding, I suppose? Yeah. The elves thought I was an Uncle Dragon look-alike. The uncle that looks like a werewolf? Yes. No. A bit more complicated. Doesn't matter. What matters is the elf mistook me for a werewolf. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Maybe, but not on purpose, I promise. It's just me and my bad luck. See, it happened again. Nothing ever goes right. Don't say that, Fable. Tell me what happened. You can start from the beginning, alright? Right. So, you sent me out to look for the werewolf in Tregaron. I felt agile and ready, braver than I've ever felt before. The quest that I gave you, Innkeep. I recall, Care. Huh, good. I have my shortcuts and trails that allow me to travel rather swiftly through the Ashen Grove. And by early dusk, I reached the borders of Tregaron. The Ashen Grove thins out around there. You can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and vineyards as well as see a farm or two. Truly idyllic, especially during sunset. Wait, this is literally predictable. How do you mean this was predictable? What is your gift of foreshadowing here, Lance? There's one downside to that idyllic sunset, though. It gets dark. Of course it does. Every tall, luminous person in the dark is automatically a werewolf, huh? No, but every tall, luminous person hunting down a farmer's sheep is. Guess that she was going the same way as her. She did, didn't she? I fully forgot about that. No, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. The quest stated that was exactly what the werewolf would be doing. In my defense, I'm broke. We've all been there. So, Care was busy hunting sheep, and in the shadows of dusk, you thought she must be the werewolf. Exactly so. And then you needed not one, but 3 arrows? I'm swift with the bow. I figured. And I was preparing to fight, not bargain. So, I shoot. Trigger happy. I can't get myself to aim right for the heart, so I aim for the shoulder. And suddenly the werewolf starts cursing and cussing words I'd never heard before, like a sailor. Then fuck Fable kind of presents Fam XD. Yeah, no, like, I definitely had, like, a feeling, like, Fable, when I first saw them, I was like, looks very feminine. I'm getting non-binary vibes. I'm not sure. I had to, like, check the book, and that's just the only reason I could tell, because they didn't directly say it at first. It came up later. Like, I had to, like, check the book and be like, ah, yes, Fable. They, them. 110. Oh, Callan's 36. Which, it's a very interesting comparison when you have, like, ah, yes, an elf, 110. They're so young by the standards of elves. And then Wukakin, which basically is like beast people in this world. 36, scarred, bruised, battered, weathered, worn. Or how I'd imagine a sailor would swear. I've never actually met one. I mean, you never heard before? Hey, what's going on? Why is it censored? Youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Anyways, I was watching my prey through the bushes, and suddenly I felt a piercing pain in my shoulder. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Of course I cussed and swore. That hurt. Never been so happy to have missed. So I turned around and got ready to lunge at the rascal who dared to aim at me. And an orange gleaming eye stared at me through the shadows right into my soul. I thought, that's it. It's over. A lot of elves have actually historically been non-binary. Yeah. And that was a lot of the... Like in 5e especially, like the whole elven pantheon is very gender ambiguous, I guess. As well as just like elves and stories tend to be... It's like something that kind of like blends masculine and feminine in a lot of stories, or something that's completely subverts it, the whole idea of gender in the first place. But like, yeah, elves are very commonly depicted as like non-binary in some way, form, or fashion. So it's very cool that Fable will get introduced as something like that. And when saying that, they have mentioned they have a brother and a whole bunch of sisters, so Fable is at least the odd one out in their family group. I heard the bells of death ringing in my ears. I was stunned for it, and I hadn't even set foot out of the Ashen Grove. I stumbled backwards, tripped over a branch, and crashed into a tree. Nah, they weren't the passing bells, Elfie. Actual bells from the chapel in town. My name's Fable. Right. So they crash into a tree, and the rustling of leaves, cracking of branches, and high-pitched yelp. I didn't yelp. Yes, you did. It caught the attention of the actual culprit. He must have been on his way to tear apart yet another sheep. Perhaps the farmer's heart this time, after our wrestling caught his attention. I heard the growling, the deep guttural growl that made my blood curdle. I swear I saw my life flash before my eyes. It sounded more like an empty stomach to me. A big empty stomach then. Either way, bad, very bad. A howl rang through the air when we emerged from the bushes. Tall and towering, glowing red eyes and fangs as big as my hand. Probably around 8 feet high. 6 feet, max. 8. Seeing that tall creature sent shivers down my spine. You said that already. No, I didn't. Seeing that tall creature sent shivers down my spine. And I was frozen. I was sure the Mary Morgan incident would repeat itself. I'd stand there and watch everything as it happened, unable to move. He looked around and sniffed the air, and his eyes locked with mine. Then I remembered what you told me. Werewolves love playing fetch. So I swiftly pushed away from the tree and picked a stick up from the ground. Werewolf noticed my movement. But before it could lunge at me, I threw the stick into the bushes, as far away from me as possible. I wanted to buy myself some time to adjust my bow, but the stick somehow also influenced Carolyn, and both of them hurtled towards the bushes. And that's not all. I couldn't help but run after that stick. I noticed something odd on the werewolf. Flannel rags. I grabbed the stick and grabbed him by the throat, slamming him against a tree. He wiggled and twisted like a worm, growling and barking right in my face. I stared him right in the eyes. I heard the elf approach from behind. Knocked an arrow on the bow. Don't, Carolyn said. I lowered my bow hesitantly while she studied the werewolf's face. She growled like she always does. Grr. Uncle Dragon, she exclaimed, and I flinched. That Uncle Dragon? Yeah, my darned uncle was in full werewolf transformation, in front of me, right there. Acting the biggest, wildest rascal in the whole world. I was joking when I told you that story, Innkeep. Wouldn't have thought the werewolf was actually my uncle. That's exactly why I don't do cases involving lycanthropy. So, how did you deal with him? Confronted him, of course. Knocked some sense into him, you know? He tied into a tree so he wouldn't get any ideas for transforming back. I knew learning all those sailor knots was good for something. Good for a lot more than that. Oh. I mean... Either way. The truth was only half as exciting as figuring it out was. Apparently he contracted lycanthropy at the annual family gathering. And since he grew short-tempered, he and his husband got into a lot of fights. So he ran away. I can understand that all too well. And of course, I can't kill Carolyn's uncle just because he's a werewolf. So, you let him go? The elf knows a swamp witch that might have worked out a cure. Dropped him off there. No more tearing apart sheep, for now. So, all in all, you'd say the quest was a success? With a few obstacles attached. And someone getting hurt. Listen, the arrows themselves ain't the problem. The coat, though, that was expensive. I'm sorry, really. Ah, don't worry about it. After all, we got rid of that like it. For now. I've even got you a keepsake. I got a keepsake? Oh, what you got for me, Fable? It's nothing, really. It's not even that interesting. I just thought... You thought? I thought it would be a nice reminder of my first successful quest. I like trinkets. What is it? Come on, quit being shy. Well, we played fetch with a stick afterwards, and I thought I could bring it here. After Carolyn brought it back to me. Finished playing fetch after all. That's quite cute, actually. A nice memory of sorts, you know? It is a nice memory. Thank you, Fable. I know just where to put it. It's in the pot. Right, anyways. How about a drink to celebrate? On me. I told Carolyn you have a hand for mixing just the right thing for any situation. Absolutely. For the both of you? I'll pass. I'm gonna run home quickly to get the chamomile tincture. See you later. Wait, they played fetch with the arrow still in her arm. I mean, yeah, I guess. You know, just to make it a little bit, it makes it a little bit awkward, but it's good for the memories at least. It's crazy that in history how humans were like extremely progressive, but we backslid so hard. I mean, a lot of cultures just kind of... A lot of culture just kind of had like a more egalitarian view of things, of like, you know, didn't really matter if it was like, you know, you like men liking men, women liking women, that type of stuff. It just was like a bit of an indifference in a lot of older cultures, and also in a lot of like the theological base of a lot of non-European groups, especially. It's like, you know, people that are intersex or non-binary or trans in some regard are kind of viewed as like a more spiritual role. You know, like that happens in a lot of cultures, and frankly, you can blame Christianity for a lot of the binary that got spread around. I'm sure there's more stuff you can look into it as well, but like from what I've seen, it is a lot of stuff is like, yes, Christianity was very much not progressive, and they kind of just shipped that everywhere and said, we do not like your local shit, use our shit instead. Very crazy. Later. So, innkeep, surprising something that fits my brawn. By which I mean, make me the usual. Strength never gets old. Alright, so for strength, this is just Southern Brawler. What would it be like to be like running full speed with just arrows sticking out of your arm? Imagine it's not a comfy way of doing it. But apparently it's a thing that lichens and beast folk just can't ignore a thrown stick. Here, this should be to your liking. It is. Not bad. Thanks. So, that little blighter, you raised them? Babel? Oh, no. No. Surprising. You seem very close, like family. Is Fable coming back now? They're a regular. I see. What are you thinking, Care? Huh. Oh? This still available? Yeah. Great. I'm taking it. You still have arrows stuck in your shoulder. 'Tis but a scratch. Plus, Elfies gave me one of their hippie cells. Should be fine after. Found family, yeah. Found family trope. Never fails to just give a good vibe. Alternatively, you could take a rest. Get some sleep, let your wounds heal. Rid yourself of the ammunition decorating your body. Alternatively, you can mind your own business. Know what I can handle. Don't move on to a proper quest. The bumbling elves and useless relatives. I'll go insane sooner or later. You want that? No, at least not in my tavern. I was really hard on that woodwork. Then do your job and let me take it. I mean, you already have. I'm just doing my job and, how do you call it? Expressing appropriate concern. You did this woodwork yourself? Excellent transition, Care. Yes, I did. I did all of it myself. Why? Couldn't get anyone to help? I had a very specific vision. Too much free time. That too. Boredom does things to you. One day you're bored, next you're learning how to gloss wood. You know any carpentry? I know of carpentry. And of boredom. That's exactly why I gotta take this quest. Need to counteract the boredom before it makes my biceps shrink. Bicep. I don't think that's how that works. The Isles gang really gives off the Found Family vibe. I'll go back to the Ambling Isles soon, waiting for the Daggerheart release though. I pre-ordered the book. Hell yeah. Like the full release coming out now? I haven't been following like the progression of the Daggerheart book itself. I pretty much just know what we go through in our games with the Ambling Isles. I do enjoy playing Kavya. We got a fun group for that. Magic artillery never fails. But my god, it is a war crime. But boring is not what I call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire's sunscreen. Couldn't get more reckless than that. It could by taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. Don't need another accidental piercing. So, the saliva's for a vampire. Vampire sunscreen. Can the vampire get their chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone just did their own quests, the quest economy would be in shambles. The latest session we played was on the latest patch release for beta. The full release is the final changes. But yeah, so that means the kind of thing coming out now is the final book, or is there going to be any more patches before the full release drops? Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Does it bother you that it's for a vampire? No. Does it make you nervous? No. You didn't mention that you like fangs. Did I mention that I have a greatsword 3 times the size of your head? I'm sure a vampire would find that impressive. No more patches, just waiting for the full release. Hell yeah. I'd be down to get back into Ambling Isles sometimes. I enjoy like the party dynamic. I get to do some very fun things. Very interesting freeform. I enjoy it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Iron Sworn, like the solo group play co-op game. I think there's like a bit more. Daggerheart's a bit more rules heavy, so I kind of help it. It just gives it a nice bit of extra structure in comparison to like Iron Sworn. I just love the character creation. The character creation is very fun. It's the only problem I see with the character creation is it's very good for if you have a group that you're going to play with and you have everybody sit down and then you have everybody fill out their characters. It might be a bit awkward to bring in new characters, especially if it's only like one person gets swapped out at a time. So like then out of nowhere you kind of just have this person who nobody has known before now. And you just gonna be like, all right, what connects you to this group, and why have we never discussed you until this moment? New character. Other than that, it's a very fun character creation. Care is not happy with us. We're not happy with Care. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking. Ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time. They were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So, stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with the doctrine. Ah, good thing you ain't a priest. Do a piss poor job. Thank you. Is blasting what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay. Nervous? Ain't that either. Then what is it? Excitement, I suppose. Excitement. Don't laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm asking. Ah. Yes, excitement. Never encountered a guardian before. I've always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? It's exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. This seems like a great opportunity for you, then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardian and more about what created it. Maybe a little about the chimera. Got a dragon head, right? Yes. Modeled after its creator, I would guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon heads? They're cool. Huh. Also, when I was little, my baba used to tell me bedtime stories about the dragons every night. It was a great adventure and encountered many of their creations on her journey. Not sure if it's true, but she always claimed she met each of the realm keepers themselves. Little keepsakes from them and all. My sword's one of those. That's not me before she passed, left. The day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. I'd like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Maybe she's off stealing sheep. She don't like that. Well, in that case, you don't need to do the question section with newer characters. Maybe you fill them in as the game plays. Since you don't have history, you wouldn't know anything about each other. Yeah, true as well. It is still a option, and like I said, I'm sure anybody can make it work. That's the only real comment I have about the system, and hopefully in Ambling Isles we don't get to the point where somebody's character dies and we have to make a new character for that reason. Because, like you mentioned, it is very found family in the Ambling Isles group. Logan pretty much literally adopting Kavya and Rosie as his adopting granddaughters. And effectively having well, not kids, but very much have older teen vibes with Kavya and Philip and even Grunty to some extent. Just hey, we're gonna get into some random bullshit and we just hope we get out of it okay. Yeah. And it's Tegedian and Logan being the older ones being all right, we gotta keep these idiots in line. Too soon. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest, it almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No, it was the only kind she never encountered. I had quarrels with those feline ones. Different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think. Never found a wyvern one in all her years. It would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if I make for a good baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So, you like dragons? I damn well do. They're fascinating creatures. Very interesting. Very magical. They are. Fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was one when I was little. Really wanted their magic. And their wings. Just ask them for their magic. Not sure about their wings. Oh. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. Don't do all that magic. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. Little help never hurts anybody. The last time someone tried to help, they shot me with 3 arrows. I can see them right there. 1, 2, 3. They weren't trying to help you, they were trying to kill you. But alas, does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Care? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help. It's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help with your quest. Nah, that sounds unnecessarily complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a little bit of a boost for this body couldn't hurt. I heard they're quick and toothy, so you'd be hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Papa talked quite a lot about how much they enjoy a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Maybe you want the drink with an infusion. I just got to unpacking my shipments today. A what? Infusion. I use them to spice up my drinks. They grant you special abilities. Like Phoenix chilies. A little bit of one would make you fire resistant. That could be very useful in a fight. Sure, I'll try one. On the topic of trickery, no, one is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies, or you go heavy on the intelligence. Don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Figure it out. Now that I have access to infusions, I have to be careful of how they interact with other ingredients. I might alter the drink in a way where I have to use different ingredients than usual. Just make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape so that I mix the correct recipe. Maybe I should even try adding an infusion first and just in the drink from there. Let's give it a try. Alright. Recipes, ingredients, infusions. Okay. The rare Phoenix chili is found natively only near the charred valleys of the Burning Peaks. Though an invasive species, it is delicious. Fire resistance is great when fighting enemies that wish to burn you to ashes. Helps a bunch when fighting draconic creatures, but not protect against lava. Fey Crystal. Much like the playful Fey they are named after, Fey crystals deceive. Not actually crystals, but magical plants handmade by Seelie sages wishing to share their magic gifts with the world. It's hard to tell which ones are magical ingredients and which ones are just regular frozen pine cones. Either way, they seem to get the job done. Frost armor is the ultimate solution when it comes to protection against anything, whether physical or magical. Thick, cold, nothing a blanket can't fix. Definitely need to put in a Phoenix jelly. Then we're going to be wanting the Frozen Lagoon, I guess. So that's all it takes to make a Frosted Lagoon, huh? Interesting. Alright, let's serve it. Figured it out. You're getting better. Thanks. I'm feeling tougher already. I'm dangerously close to catching fire myself. I could almost take on a dragon like this. Let's stay grounded. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe he should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. Might. When has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. I got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. What I do need is that chamomile salve. Gonna go look for that blighter. Go easy on him. Thank you. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. Hey, it's you again. Good evening to you too. This quest, it wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. Huh. Seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally. Physically. Emotionally. Emotionally? Want to take on that quest. Go to the castle to get the cape. I mean... Yes. Well, no one has gone to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes? It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings, of a strange, fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence. Me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has? Once. At a vampire mixer. Interesting. She was only here at night? Yes. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No, she had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask? Sure, yeah. Would guess she looks pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood. Interest. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yeah, she has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her land in one way or another. As a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret, or you're not worth the coins in your pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. Why are you blushing? I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences being you? Exactly. Definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures. Whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Maybe something useful and also doubles as a decoration. Like a chair? Stealing a whole chair is a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me. Air Ganassi Rogue? I'm not sure if we actually have anything for this person yet. Kin Air Echo. Eve, Rogue. Background Themis. I don't know what Themis is. Their Arcana is the moon. Well then, I trust you deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me. Along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Basically generic Air Ganassi. Don't step on D&D's toes. Yeah, I mean, Ganassi, I think, is like fully D&D. Like, I can't think of a Ganassi from anywhere else. But yeah, you gotta do more like the generic, yes, I have blood of the elemental world running through my veins. My father fucked a genie. Or some bullshit. Say, what do you trade them for? Hmm? How about a joke? A joke? That's not... I don't do jokes. Then I don't do drinks, I'm afraid. How do explorers hide their treasure? How? By dragging them to a safe location. I'll take it. Alright. I feel bad for you. No, that was good. You may have one of my renowned drinks. I like that joke. And some of my renowned infusions. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? For your purposes, I think you benefit from either some fey crystals or a frozen pine cone. Frozen pine cones will absorb some of nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. Fey crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. I like him. Yeah, I like Zephyr. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible, eventually, and for a bit. The duration is a bit unpredictable. Also got some Phoenix chilies, but I don't think they would be very useful for your situation. Interesting. So, what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature. So I must be strong and vigorous and want my stake in her heart where her fangs are near my neck. That does sound appealing. Strength, I can do. And some frost armor should help with the fangs. Perhaps. The smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely. Stealth her and steal the cape from right under her pale nose. So that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. Armor of Agathis? I guess technically, yeah. This is kind of what the frozen pine cones do. I think such an approach will require a certain amount of dexterity. Some invisibility could help with staying unseen, should my speed and agility not be enough. Help me with a decision, innkeep. Your wisdom is no joke, is it? So, my thinking is... The fake crystals are very unpredictable and unreliable. I feel for something of this caliber, you want something reliable. So... we're gonna go with an icy infusion. So I need a little bit of this. A little bit of this. Oh, it's already ready. Interesting. Fun fact, I actually had a mechanic in my stream games where you can pay for a drink that gives you an effect like a free spell or something. Ooh, nice. I miss the stream games. They were fun. I don't know what the last thing I remember from your stream game was. I think it was the... They're having that... I remember a... Like a match to escape. Was it winter? I don't think it was winter. I think they were trying to escape to winter. It's been a while. But yeah, I already had like some fun mechanics like that. A buddy of mine is running a game right now, and a reoccurring character we've had so far is a bartender who goes by the name of Seven, and his bar is called Seven Spin to Win. And pretty much it's, if you want to buy a drink or buy a food item, the DM for that, he'll roll a table, and if it's a positive thing, or if you can at least act like it's positive, you don't pay for it. Because Seven's rule is winners never pay. So if you like a little bit of gambling, you can just never pay for anything with this bartender. But most of his like food and drinks, they have like random effects that go along with it. I had one encounter where I was buying a drink, and the character I play is a summoner, so he has like a whole bunch of summons that usually has at least one or two of them out at any time. So I got a drink that shifted my consciousness into one of my summons. So I got to, like, pretty much for most of that session, I was playing my character with the brain of one of my summons and just being a little freak running around like a crazy animal. It was very fun. Meanwhile, my actual character is in the body of basically a fox familiar, and like no one can understand him. It was very fun. I enjoyed that session. Drinks up. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Liquid Sunrise? Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something, innkeep. And it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. You hear about my new drink, the Liquid Sunrise? Huh. Good one. It tastes like the sun. A cold sun. And I shall strike her down as such. The sun? Evelyn. Ah, that makes more sense. Goodbye, innkeep. I would say pray that the sun will carry me back to you. My hopes do not lie with the realm keepers. I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. Running out of the spring forest toward the winter, they stole Iwi, my trans-elven barista character. Iwi was a barista? I thought they were like an alchemist. I don't remember the barista part. But yeah, I do remember Iwi. I liked Iwi. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Farewell. Or for a bitter end. I hope Zephyr doesn't immediately die. I like them. Zephyr is a difficult character, to say the least. They're so caught up in their own fantasies of an edgy rogue, they seem to be stuck talking or brooding, like one too. He likes all things dangerous and mysterious. At least he pretends he does. She was both, a druid, an alchemist, and a barista. The full hat trick. Iwi does it all. Werewolf on detours until sunrise. Feed the pet. Because Elven Druid. He's also going who lives 2,000 years because Elven Druid. Yeah, Elven Druids are crazy, man, just with how long they live.